What's going on, guys? We're gonna do this a new way this morning. Just tie. Combine your minds with your heart. Connect those two circles. Let whatever come out. Just come on, rushing on out. It's Santi, and I'm gonna be tying on Psilocybe mexicana. This is the psilocybin species that was found in Mexico. I would just Google in magic mushrooms, click it on news, and just was seeing what was up, seeing what was on, and this just popped up. But it's wiki, but we're going to read it. And again, we do not promote the use of illegal or legal drugs. This is for research and harm reduction purposes only. And this is history right now. This is history. So I'm going to just read off right here. It says, Psilocybe mexicana is a psychedelic mushroom. Duh. Its first known uses is by the natives of Central America and North America over 2,000 years ago. Known to the Aztecs as Tenanacata, from Nahuatl. If y'all know I can't read this. Teota, God plus, I'm gonna zoom in. God, it means God plus fungus in English. This species was categorized by French botanist Roger Haim. We gotta see about him too. Now he must have been real cool. But it was from this species that Dr. Albert Hofmann, who also synthesized LSD. So he's way more important than I thought. Everybody's important though. Working with species specimens known in his Sandoz laboratory, first isolated and named the active entheogenic compound Psilocybe and Psilocin. So it's from this particular species, Psilocybe mexicana, that we know what psilocybin and psilocin is. So this is where it first started, in the Western world at least. Well, the northern Western world. Uncertain of whether or not the artificially cultivated mushrooms will retain their natural psychoactive properties, Dr. Hofmann consumed 32 specimens. The following is his account of the experience, published in his classic text, The Botany and Chemistry of Hallucinogens. So he's just, I'm gonna eat 32 of these suckers and see what's gonna happen. I wonder how many grams that is though, because he's real skinny. But just like the ones that grow in Jamaica, they really are potent. They're a different species than the cubensis, so they hit different. Yeah, I think they got more psilocin than psilocybin. But as we go on, this is the account of Dr. Hoffman's story. As I was perfectly aware that my knowledge of the Mexican origin of the mushroom would lead me to imagine only Mexican scenery, I tried deliberately to look on my environment as I knew it normally. But all voluntary efforts to look at all things in their customary forms and colors proved ineffective. Whether my eyes were closed or open, I saw only Mexican motifs and colors. With the doctors supervising the experiment bent over me to check my blood pressure, he was transformed into an Aztec priest, and I would not have been astonished if he had drawn an Abyssinian knife. In spite of the seriousness of the situation, it amused me to see how the dramatic face of my colleague had acquired a purely Indian expression. At the peak of intoxication, about 1.5 hours after ingesting of the mushroom, the rush of interior pictures, mostly changing in shape and color, reached an alarming degree that I feared would be torn into this whirlpool of form and color and would dissolve. After about 6 hours, the dream came to an end. Subjectively, I had no idea how long this condition had lasted. I felt my return to everyday reality to be a happy return from a strange, fantastic, but quite really experienced world into an old and familiar home. Wow, I love that. I love that account. It's a little old school wordy, but but I'm from the East Coast. I'm from North Philly. This mushroom is in the section of Mayan. I just wanted to read that part about his experience, because that was pretty dope. He saw a bunch of Mexican motifs, and he just took it. He just took it. And And I like how I like how he just worded the last part. I'll say it again. I felt my return to everyday reality to be a happy return from a strange, fantastic, but quite really experienced world into an old and familiar home. Like he really experienced the trip, what was going on. And this is just a spore print, dark purple brown. I love them dark purple brown spore prints. Ooh, any other rusty brown, stay away. White spores probably kill you. But yeah, I was just researching out, guys, man. Just tie, guys. Here goes, if it loads up. Probably not for me. I'm just getting a bigger picture of it. But yeah, it's a whole world out here. It's a whole world out here of fungi with different levels of psilocybin and psilocin in it, which is the active compound in it that allows us to have these experiences. And you come back as you see, but you actually you experience somewhere else. And this was a scientist, a straight up scientist that just went on this experience and had this account way back when. So just start the conversation wherever it is in your neck of the woods, and I'll catch y'all on the tie side, man. We all tie, but do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I really don't know. Until next time, this is Santi. Hey man, adios. Stay loving. Tainow store, come and explore at the Tainow store, come and explore, Tainow store, come and explore, Tainow store, come on, come explore the Tainow store, come and explore.